Hello, gore horrors and fellow deadites. I'm Brennan,
I'm Sam.
and welcome to our Life in Horror.
We got a movie review tonight.
We're doing a movie.
Yeah, we're gonna do Teeth.
Yeah,
And it was your first time watch.
sure was.
Yeah, and we have a guest with us.
Yes, we do.
And Mike is back. Hey.
Hi, everybody. I'm back.
How are you?
I'm doing great. And I just thought about it. And I know this was intentional because it happened during our conversation in the part 2 of our early 2000s list. But I'm like, I love that all 3 times is all about the early 2000s. Because I think, Sam, you and I had said, like, this is one of our favorite decades.
Yes,
so I love that that's
absolutely.
part of what I'm doing on here.
I know. I love it too. I love that this movie was brought up because this was on your list, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like, I know this had to come up somehow, but I'm pretty sure it was on your list because I think I missed it. And you hadn't seen it.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it, so I didn't count it on my list.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what you think of it.
I guess we'll find
out. Yeah, before we start, tell everyone where they can find you, as always.
You guys can find me on Twitter still, but now I'm way more onto Blue Sky and Instagram. You can find me on all 3 at Mike and Cereal. Cereal as in the killer, not the food.
Perfect. How are you liking Blue Sky?
I'm having a blast on it. It's nice to have interactions that don't include bots.
Yeah.
That's a fun time. Like this actually visibility on there and the communication has been great. I think it's been said a lot on Blue Sky that it feels like the early days of Twitter when it was about connecting. You didn't have to pay to be shown to people. The algorithms were perfectly fine before it got messed up. And so it's been a fun time. How have you been enjoying it?
I like it. And it's a lot of fun. It's peaceful. It's it's just I got so much anxiety on Twitter after the last month. Like it just really is a dumpster fire over there. I still peek. I still look sometimes and scroll for a couple seconds and I'll post our lives and stuff and sometimes share a friend something, but I'm way more active on Blue Sky now.
Yeah, like I switched back, just same thing, kind of peeking. That is where I built my community first. So checking in to see on people who haven't switched over yet. There's things that I want to do that I think that are still tied to Twitter a little bit. So I keep checking in, but it already it feels like a ghost town there. It feels like the Wild Wild West. I have like my doom scrolling down. Like,
yeah,
I get almost no horror stuff anymore. Like, I think all the horror people just jumped. If there is horror, it's stuff that I never saw before. And then it's just like very random things. So I'm like, yeah, I think it's a ghost town now.
I agree. I like I said, I'm just kind of peeking for now. I don't like you said though, it is where I built my community too. It's how I met you. It's like you interact on that social platform more. Like on Instagram you can interact, but it's less conversation, I guess. So I've met so many people on Twitter, so it's really hard to completely get rid of it, but I want to. But we'll get there.
Maybe I should hop on this while it's still like
new.
The getting's going. Yeah.
He won't go on Twitter because he just doesn't care. But Blue Sky's new. Like, come on over.
Yeah, it's new and it's not what you think of and what people say about like Twitter and how it's just honestly it has gone to shit. Was all about negativity, dogpiling, just so much negativity on there. It's the opposite on Blue Sky, and you can really focus your algorithm. So if you don't even want like certain types of positivity about even positive politics or whatever, you can get it to focus straight to like, hey, I just want metal music, I just want horror, I just want this. Eventually get it to just be that.
Okay.
You got to make your own account though, because you don't check notifications and it drives me nuts. So we'll make you a personal account.
I feel like I have no time in my day.
Yeah, you really don't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit up the chat here real quick, and then we'll get into teeth. We got Ryan Swayze as always. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Ryan.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, and follow Mike on Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram. We got Corey. Hello, Corey.
Hey, Corey.
I was in his live today or yesterday. I can't remember. I think it was yesterday. We were talking about Mean Girls.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Hello, all from a stoplight in Sacramento. Hey, Big Rod, drive safe.
Hey, Rod.
I love Big Rod for this.
I know. And Jimmy, hey, buddy. How's it going?
Hey.
And we got Christy. I love Blue Sky. Yes. So good. Christy and I were just talking today about doing a watch party in the future, or a joint watch along of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk
Oh,
about
that would be fun.
Yeah. And we got Better Wolf.
Hey.
Hello. Never seen Teeth. I'm just here to see y'all's faces. Teeth is really
Christy,
good.
You need to watch it.
I know, it's really good. It's a yeah, I don't want to say the words because it's my 3 words, so never mind. We'll get there. And Jen's reviews from the grave. Hey.
Hello, Jen.
Thanks for joining us. All right, so I'll get into the cast and stuff, and then we'll get into our spoiler-free thoughts, and then we'll do it. So this is a 5.4 on IMDb, 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. Dawn is an active member of her high school chastity club, but when she meets Toby, nature takes its course and the pair answer the call. That sounds so dumb. They suddenly learn she is a living example of the vagina dentata myth when the encounter takes a grisly turn. Release date was January 18th, 2008. Director is Mitchell Lichtenstein. Budget was $2 million. And it's starring Jess Weixler, John Hensley, Julia Garrow, Josh Pays, Hale Appleman, Ashley Springer. I think I'll stop there. Spoiler-free thoughts. What do you think of Teeth?
Yeah, okay. So I love this movie. I have liked it from the first time I saw it, but the way I view it and the way I like it has changed over time. The more I have matured and grew how I think, changes the way that I viewed this movie. But I think it's a fun, to an extent, I think it's a fun movie. I think it's, I'll get more into it when we talk into spoilers, because it's fun and not fun. But I just have a good time with this. I think it plays itself into other types of movies that we've known to love that are similar style movies. And I don't think it gets the credit it deserves, considering that this came out in 2008. So I'm thinking it hit festivals in 2007, because I know when I look it up, it'll still have like the 2007 on it.
Yeah.
So it's been a good amount of time. It's a cult classic to me already.
Yeah, I agree. I want to hear your thoughts. Because this was your first time.
Yeah, I liked it. I think it's fun, but like as you said too, it's not fun in like so many spots. I wasn't sure where this movie was going to go, what to expect. Another thing was, I was kind of like, fuck, this almost would have made like a really crazy 80s movie. And I'm surprised it's not like a remake of an 80s movie where they just like exploited everything. Because they just would have been showing it like right from the, like they would have been showing the teethy vagina back in
Teethy vagina.
back in the 80s. They would have been showing that for sure.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I still really liked it. I think it lacks maybe in a couple parts here and there with some like technical aspects. I'm not gonna just like little minor things and stuff like that. But I enjoyed the story for the most part, and yeah, can't really get into too much more without like spoiling. It's hard.
I know. Bitter Wolf says Teeth is fantastic, awesome movie. And Christy says, I love when a film can grow with us over time. I agree. This was my second time watching this movie, and I had only watched it for the first time earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
So my thoughts are, I really like this movie. I like to see how our main character that we're following evolves. And it's really hard to say spoiler without spoilers. I had a thought and I lost it. I like it. I think this is really relatable to what teenage girls go through as well, which I'll get into later.
Toothy vaginas.
Well,
that's what I was gonna say.
We all got teeth down there. Surprise! No, no. I'll get into that later. But that's so funny. Yeah, I like this movie. It's definitely not all fun, like you guys said already. But we'll get into that.
Mm-hmm. Like I called a lot of this movie.
Did you?
Yeah. No, it's not so much like I called like outcomes of specific characters.
Okay.
Yeah, which we'll get into.
Okay. Sorry, I just got to
checking the blood sugars.
Change a setting so I don't drop low during this conversation. I have candy, but just gonna say hello to a couple people here. Obsessed with Horror. Hello, glad you could make it.
Hello.
Sorry I wasn't able to make your stream earlier. We were in the car and it was pouring rain. Hello, thanks for joining us tonight.
Cal L. Daly.
Cal L. Daly. All right. So, oops, I did not mean to click that. Oh, teeth messed me up. Yeah. In a funny way, it's a great coming of age story and coming into womanhood. Exactly. Yeah, I completely agree. So describe this movie in 3 words.
I would say chaotically thought-provoking.
I like that.
Okay.
I came up with 2 because I couldn't pick. My first 3 words are good for her. And then my next 3 are no dick safe.
That's very clever.
Thank you.
This was like the first time I was trying not to think of like
sentence.
Cheating 3 words.
Yeah, a tagline. Yeah.
This is gonna be really hard because I didn't write any words down yesterday. Let me see.
Thanks, Christy.
Fuck, I don't know. I can't even think of words.
No words.
I'm honestly running a blank here.
Okay, we can skip ya.
Sorry.
Favorite character? I would hope we all have the same, but who knows? Let's see.
It's got to be Dawn. It's got to be Dawn. Because outside of her, I didn't like anybody.
Yeah, exactly. I like how she starts off super like pure and innocent and like almost like lonely. Not in a sense of like not having friends, but like she's going through this like self-discovery and being unsure of what's going on with her. And then by the end, she's like using it as her superpower kind of thing. So I really like her.
You guys didn't pick Brad?
Whatever. Get out of here.
Oh my god. Oh dear, I don't know what that says about me. Yeah, I agree. Like Christy is or Dawn. Dawn's just curious. She's a teenage girl, and she's at that point in her life when her hormones are fucking all over the map, and she meets a cute boy, and even knowing it, I wasn't sure where this like celibacy, like purity ring thing came from. Like I thought for sure that the parents would have ended up pushing it on her because maybe they knew earlier and they like decided
her thing.
Yeah, and just decided to like kind of like nudge her in that direction, you know?
But how would they how would they know?
Do doctors not check this stuff out at a young age?
No, not till you're like of the age of being sexually active, I would say. No doctor went down in my hoo-ha when I was a kid.
I don't know. I mean, the doctors feel your balls when you're younger.
I don't have any memory of any doctor feeling me up, which is a good thing.
Blocked it out. It's gonna come back when you're 40 and fuck you right up.
I don't think so. I think that would be like reported.
I don't know.
Unless you're like, let's say you have like a condition like cancer or something. I don't know. We're getting really deep into this now.
Yeah. Like, it just kind of this is what just kind of like it like bothered me a little bit because I was like, yeah, well, that's exactly like they would check for cancers or something like.
But they don't do that until you're older as a woman.
Okay, well, I don't know these things.
No, that's fair. You're a dude.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like,
I was like, I didn't think of that either because I'm just like, I don't know what goes down there.
Yeah.
Me neither.
But it did make me. I'm with you. Where the only part of me with this movie is no one knew. But again, I don't know who should know or who shouldn't know.
Like, well, that's we're getting into storyline here, which is fine. But like she's finding out at this age, which is like why I say it's relatable because she's coming into that age of checking herself out, and you know, like you said, the hormones are going. So it's the age where you like you might look in the mirror or you might like be curious. Like those hormones are amped up. So this is when she's gonna be finding out, right?
Yeah.
That's the point, is this is when she's finding out.
Oh, okay.
Her parents aren't going to be going down there unless they're not good people.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure how it works.
I know.
I just know that, like, as a kid, a doctor felt my nuts. At least he said he was a doctor. So, like...
I don't know what you guys go through at the doctors.
They check to make sure your balls are there.
This is very informative.
They check and make sure you got 2 balls. That's all they do.
Mike's like, God, why did we pick this movie?
I love that we picked this movie.
I was just genuinely curious, and I thought for sure that we were gonna have that scene where she like looks at it like with the mirror or something like that. For some reason, I kept thinking of fucking like Badmouth 2 this whole time, like throughout certain scenes of the movie. Where the one cartoon character literally like looks down at the mirror at her vagina and her vagina starts talking to her, and I was just like kind of picturing that something like that was gonna happen.
The teeth are gonna be like,
Grr. Yeah, like the teeth were just gonna not be there, and then they were just gonna be like, and it was gonna be a jump scare, and I'm like, oh, I'm not been like cool, but like I guess maybe that would be too much. But yes,
Mike's got a.
Oh,
Brad was the stepbrother, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then I do have an honorable mention character. His dog, and we'll get into that reason later down the line with spoilers.
Okay.
But I love the dog for a very particular reason.
I mean, the dad's a good person.
Yeah, I think the dad was fine. I was waiting for him to have some off vibes because all the guys in this movie were off, including this guy. One sec, let me pull this guy up here real quick. Like everyone in this movie that was a male, I had to, was bad. So I was like, kind of looking at him like, when are you gonna mess up? But I think he was okay, unless I missed
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I don't think he messed up at all. He was just a fine dad the whole time. He was very supporting of her. Like both parents were like both
Yeah.
supporting of
The
Dawn.
parents were good people.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I absolutely put down like every male sucks.
Yeah. Let's get into this dog, but let me let me hit the comment here quick. Is the devil wearing, did you put the horns on the critter?
Yeah. I put him on there like a few weeks
I
ago.
didn't even notice that. That's funny. I'm just gonna say what's up to Eli here quick. Hey buddy.
Hey, Eli.
Okay, talk about the dog.
Well, it gets into further spoilers as to what happens between her and Brad.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
We're in spoiler section.
Yeah, we can
people.
talk about anything
Yeah.
now.
Oh, okay. So I love the dog because obviously, so Brad's the stepbrother who was a piece of shit and stayed a piece of shit the entire movie. And when it was finally time for him to get his due, I love that the dog ate it
Mhm.
because he deserved that. Everybody deserved what they got, but he got that extra. He's not getting it back because the dog ate it.
Yeah,
So-
no, I agree.
Honorable
Even
mention
when-
to the dog for that.
Even when he went to like give the dog a treat, like he like snapped at him, or she, I'm not sure if the dog was male or female, but it snapped at him, and he's like, "Oh, got too close." And I was like, "Yeah, fuck you." That's a good call.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, least favorite characters. Do you have like a specific least favorite character, or is it just?
So for the most part, we can just chalk it up to men.
That's what I wrote.
But and it's probably not who we would typically think, because I think we can all agree that I think they tried to make. I mean, no, they all were equally bad in their own right, and I think it was just kind of stages of what type of terrible things that men do
Mhm.
as it went on, because they were all terrible, but in a different way. And yet
Yeah.
it was all very similar still. But the one I had a big issue with, had an issue with them all, but the middle one, the geeky guy, I can't remember his name.
The guy that said,
You got that drugs her?
The one that was the bet.
Yeah, he drugs her.
Yeah, he drugs her.
Oh, he
yeah.
drugged her.
Yeah, he gave her some pill that his mom takes. And I'm like, you just took something you don't know anything what that is.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, it's a big red bright pill.
Yeah.
My issue that I had with him, and I think I kind of talked about this in an old video of like why this movie is an important type of movie with what people, but specifically women at a young age, can go through too, is manipulation.
Mhm.
Men's manipulation of trying to be the good person, let their guard down, and then in a most vulnerable state show how truly deplorable they can be. And
Mhm.
that's where I drew a really big issue with him, because I've just seen so many examples of him, and he just rubbed me the wrong way for that particular reason, because she's been going through it throughout the entire movie. And when she finally feels that she found something and someone specifically to help her through what she's going through and kind of conquer what she's going through, just for it to be something just as bad as everything that she's been going through in the entire movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree. He definitely manipulates her, and he even fooled me the first time I watched this movie. Like, you think, oh, this is going to be the guy that's the good guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's definitely not. Like, he just gets slimier and slimier. Like you said, he drugs her. Like, sure, he hands it to her, but he's very vague about what it is. And then, like, pours her booze to go with it and takes
Mhm.
advantage of her, and she's vulnerable and she's clearly intoxicated, and then all to find out it was a bet.
Yeah.
And he even uses the word "I'm the hero." Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also didn't like Toby. Like, I hate the description. I hate that they say they're nature's calling and they seal the deal. No, he SA'd her. Like,
Yeah.
he straight up assaulted her.
Yeah,
This isn't just hormones. Like, she was getting into the kissing and stuff, but that's all she was consenting to. Like, she didn't want to go further than that. She was ready to explore with him because she trusted him, and then like explore to an extent, and then fucking whacks her head off the stone. And yeah, we all watched the movie. We know what he does. Yeah, all the men are trash.
Mhm.
100%. I think, in my opinion, Toby's the worst one.
Yeah.
He's like the future Jeffrey Dahmers of this. Maybe not Jeffrey Dahmers. He ate people, but like this guy is not a good guy. Like,
Yeah.
he's
No.
he's growing up to be a serial rapist for sure.
Even the way he was eyeing her in the water.
He's the character I called. From the moment he popped on screen, I was like, that dude's gonna sexually assault her.
Yeah.
I was like, 100%.
You thought so from the moment you saw him?
As soon as I saw his creepy face.
Oh. See, I've seen him in a show before and I liked him, I think. I don't really remember the show that well, but I remember liking him. So I didn't get those vibes the first time watching it. So like, it shocked me.
Yeah, no, I knew right away.
Hmm.
We kind of lose, like, well, I guess this is totally just like random off topic, but like, remember her friends?
She had those at one point.
Yeah, they just kind of disappeared throughout the.
Yeah. They were introduced and not really. They could have been taken out of the movie and it would have rolled just fine without them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I kind of like get why they were there, because it seems like when they were at the movies, like, they were kissing and doing a little making out, and I'm just like, oh, okay. I'm like, she's gonna see them do it and then get interested herself. It's, I don't know. I kind of guess that like some of the sex stuff just kind of came out of nowhere for me for this girl, because she clearly had based a lot of the previous years into this whole purity thing. So I'm like,
It's probably just her age. It's that age you get curious, right?
yeah, but like, I figured there would have been like, I guess I was probably just seeing that creepy boy's face, but
Well, that's exactly it. It's the attraction, right? You find
Yeah.
a cute boy and all of a sudden you're attracted and you start questioning, like, do I want to wait till marriage or do I want to get it on with this cute boy?
yeah, I guess you went through the whole teenage girl thing. So
I've been there.
yeah,
I was never in a purity club. Let's be real. But yeah, it's all like just natural, right? I don't think it just like came out of nowhere. I think she could have very well believed in the purity thing and then had the crush
yeah,
and things
okay.
start going. I'm going to catch up on a couple comments here because I think we've got a couple new people in here. Where did I leave off? Tiana, our
Oh.
neighbor. She's in Corey's lives all the time. She's from Ontario.
Oh,
How are ya? Oh, I'm really behind here. Oh, Ken and Ashley wanted to pop in and say what's up before I went live. Love you all. Have fun
Hey,
on your
Ken.
live. We just did something with them 2 nights ago.
Yep.
I think that was all the new people. Eli here is saying, is it just me or does Brendan kind of look like Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs? He's the one with the long hair at the end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only seen that movie once and it was on my phone, so it was really small.
My hair's cut. He's got a beard too, or he doesn't have a beard. I have a beard, kind of.
I see Eli, a hotter Buffalo Bill. That's funny. Okay, where did we leave off? I guess did we all said our least favorite characters, right?
Yeah.
We went on a rant.
Yeah.
Men.
Men.
Oh, even the doctor. Sorry, I just wanted to throw that in. No one mentioned him. Like, gross.
Yeah.
Even the way he takes his glove off too. I'm just like, dude, Yeah. Okay. Best acting. Who had the best performance? Ken, that's my Buffalo Brendan.
So for me, I have two people, and one of them is a terrible pick. But one is obviously Dawn. I think she is my favorite throughout the entire movie because she did a great job at portraying a young woman going through young womanhood and everything that they're feeling, and with everything that she was going through, the unfortunate circumstances of honestly being essayed by every guy in this movie, just about, um, in some capacity. So she gets my vote for best acting. I loved everything that she did and how she portrayed it. And then because he duped me, the middle guy, the hero that wasn't the hero,
The hero.
because I was with you, Sam. Like, I was so overjoyed when I first seen this movie. Like, oh my God, this is the guy. And of course, it's the creepy, dorky guy. Like, I love this for them. And then he's not the guy I thought he was. So he did a great job at duping me. So I think the both of them did the best.
Yeah. I could agree with those. I'm going to go with Dawn. I forget the actress's name, but sorry, I didn't give you a cast sheet.
It's okay.
Yeah, I loved her. I loved, like you said, just everything she went. I didn't love everything she went through. I loved how she portrayed everything she went through. Definitely don't love everything she went through, but how she came out on top, just down to the smile at the end when she's dealing with that creepy old guy in the car. I'm like, yeah, girl. I really liked her performance.
Nice.
What about you? I'll give you one of these cast sheets.
Oh, you have more than one? I thought you only had one.
No, I have
Okay.
two.
Just a hog over there.
Yeah, I can't pick it up though, because
Dry fingers.
yeah.
I actually think John Hensley, who played Brad, was really good. Just because he plays a piece of shit throughout the whole thing, and
Yeah,
you
He did
really
do it
dislike
well.
him. Yeah, you really dislike him throughout the entire thing.
that's a good pick too. He makes you want to punch through the screen.
Mhm.
For sure. And I think he played maybe not the exact same character in Nip Tuck, but he was a very annoying kid at Nip Tuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you watched him, I think, for like, I don't know how long Nip Tuck went on for, but he's in it throughout the whole thing.
Mhm.
So you see him at a young age grow.
I never
into an
watched
actor.
that.
I only watched a few seasons, maybe.
Hmm.
I was really young when it came out, so
Okay.
there was boobs.
Sold.
Yeah.
No, that is a good pick because he's despisable. I would almost even say we keep calling him the middle guy, the guy that drugs her, did a good job too, because like you said, he's believable.
Yeah, I like that answer too, because I also fell for it.
Yeah, did you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You thought he was going to be the hero?
Yeah,
He's
I
the
thought he
one
was
when
gonna
you
be.
said you called stuff. I was like, damn, he called him. That's the one I
Yeah.
thought when you said
The
that.
Conqueror.
Score and soundtrack.
I'm actually excited to talk about this because the score, especially the opening score, the opening credit score, I loved because they had the like DNA mutation thing going on in the opening credits, and the score definitely sounded like a mad scientist creature sci-fi from the 1950s score. And I absolutely loved that. And then in the beginning, when she's like going on her bike and stuff, it sounded like Pleasantville, Stepford Wives. Like, I got a lot of 50s vibes from the sound effects in this movie. And I think it might have been like inspired in this movie because then they also had a 1950s sci-fi movie in the parents' bedroom. I want to say it was called The Black Scorpion, but that black and white Scorpion movie that they were playing in there. So I wonder if the 50s had a big inspiration on this movie, because I got a lot of it.
Did anyone have cell phones? Like, what time period was this?
Yeah, and that's how he picked up his buddy's phone call while they were having sex.
Yeah.
Right, never mind.
I think this was early
Just
2000s.
debunked my thought. Okay, because I was like, was this back in the day? Because like she wears this like kind of hippie crochet top at one point and stuff. But yeah, never mind. They had phones, so
She wears very, like, I'd say, like, her style is very of around that time, 50s and 60s.
yeah.
Like, she wears she wears a lot of, like, sundresses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it made me laugh when Brendan, you had said like you could have seen this being a 1980s type movie, because to me too, the 80s were inspired by the 50s. There were a lot of body horror, sci-fi, and remakes and retellings in the 80s, like The Fly, The Thing. Those were inspired by 50s movies. So I think the parallel is there in this movie. But yeah, no, the score and soundtrack, I loved it because, like I said, I got 50s sci-fi vibes, and the movie gives me that a little bit too.
Yeah, I can see that. You want to go?
Yeah, this was actually the category that I at least... I'm not going to say I disliked or anything. I just didn't catch those vibes either. For some reason, I don't know if I was just... I think during the opening credits, I was more so like wondering what was happening. Rather than focusing on the score, so maybe that's what happened. I know if you're getting those hints from it, I'm gonna go back and rewatch it and hope that I get those hints as well.
I like that there's parts that don't have a score too, like the scene where they're in the watering hole or the whatever they're in. Like, there's no music or anything playing, and it's just the waterfall you can hear, and it makes it that much more intense. Like, it's almost like I knew it was coming because I had seen the movie, so it made it really uncomfortable because I'm like, oh fuck, this is the scene. Like, I really don't want to see this go down. So like just the silence makes it that much more uncomfortable. I think because they're uncomfortable too. Well, she is, because this is all new to her, right? She doesn't know how far she's going to go yet. She hasn't decided, I'm assuming. Like, this is a cute boy in the water with her. Like, she doesn't know what to do. So I don't know, just the uncomfortableness of it. And then also there's the scene where she's in bed and she's like exploring herself. There's no music. And I'm just like, do. Sitting next to Brendan, I'm like, how you doing over there? Music eventually comes on, but I'm just like, it's very quiet. So I like that because it makes it unsettling, I guess. Yeah. Cinematography. I actually didn't write anything down for this category, so I'm not sure if you got anything, but
I didn't either, because unless it's like super artsy, like fartsy, or like if there's a really clear vision, cinematography is not something that I point out that often or like catches me that often. I just see the movie and cinematography in horror, unless it's very specific, I don't catch it the same. So I don't have much to say on it.
I'm the same way. Cinematography and score and soundtrack, I don't notice all the time unless I'm really trying to pay attention to it. But...
yeah, score's really hard for me unless it's like really good.
Mm-hmm.
Cinematography for me is a little easier though. So let's start out with the Makeout River waterfall place. Is an absolutely incredible location.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing, absolutely cinematic, top-notch scouting on that one. I think this movie might have some like themes of like there's the power plant,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's always in the background.
I have a fun fact about that.
Oh, okay.
What's your theory here?
I have a feeling that there's like maybe like a little hidden statement about how maybe some dumping or some like of toxic waste will mutate around because like it does seem like it's a mutation, and I guess like from the opening, it's clearly a mutation of some kind, and it'd be caused by that power plant. So I was expecting throughout this movie to find her conqueror was going to be somebody with like some kind of weird dick.
Mutated.
A mutated
That's
dick.
not where I thought this was going.
Me either.
I'm just saying that was my theory.
A dick with eyeballs.
A dick with some kind of shell or something. I don't know.
I thought you were getting towards like someone who understood science, could help her through it, or like find a cure or something. And you're like, mutated dick.
Yeah, no. I definitely
I'm
did
clipping that for TikTok.
not have those thoughts. But, like, who knows? He's also genetically modified and he ends up with like a dick with armor. You know? Like there's always got to be there's always a reaction and some kind of outcome thing. I can't remember the science right now. I'm real tired.
Can I read my fun fact about that?
Okay.
Because did you catch on to the power plant?
I did not.
Okay, because I noticed it last night, but I didn't think anything of it. So when I read this, I was like, I wonder if anyone else in our chat here is going to think of that. And you did. It says the very heavy use of nuclear plants being in the background of most shots seems to imply that the deformity Dawn gets was caused by nuclear radiation. But according to writer-director Mitchell Lichtenstein, the characters in the film, including Dawn herself, are also comically naive and just plain stupid that no one, especially the lead, puts it together, nor does anyone realize how bizarre it is that they live next to a power plant in the first place.
Oh, well, that's lame.
That's so interesting that was particularly there for that reason, because I feel like that is a counterpoint to something that was very specific in this movie when the science teacher was, to me, giving the explanation of Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
When they were talking about the rattlesnakes and how it could have just been born with an abnormality that helps it survive. And I thought that was just the explanation, was that we don't have to be given an explanation. She just was born with a toothy vagina.
To survive the rotten men in her life.
Yeah, so it's so weird that they like now, or not now, but like that they were also like, we're going to put this very obvious statement spoon-fed to the audience, and then in the background, we're going to kind of negate it.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the science teachers even like, we're talking about you, Dawn. Like the line was so specific, and especially about like the mutations she was discussing earlier. She's like, we're talking about you, Dawn, and
you missed it.
Yeah, I'm like, that's weirdly specific, and just the way you said it, like I'm like, is everybody in on this? Does everybody know you got this going on?
I want a sequel now with multiple girls finding out they got toothy vaginas and they're all using their powers for slimy men. Because they all got the radiation.
I'm so into that. Like the Avengers style of toothy vaginas.
That's so good.
Yeah. I was either thinking like the radiation thing had the power plants had something to do with that, or if it was just like a reference to The Simpsons.
I could see that.
I'm just throwing out my logic.
Bitter Wolf says that's how I interpreted it too, Mike, but I like the radiation angle too. Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't mind the angle. It's just kind of weird that now there's those two conflicting arguments. I know. And maybe, I mean, obviously it's intentional.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like it's got to be a reason they might have just done it as like as a talking point, you know, and be like, it's not really what it's about, but got you thinking about it, didn't you?
Yeah, it could be.
What's that called? Can't remember.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Hey, Coy.
Hey, Coy.
Okay, favorite costumes and outfits.
I'm just gonna go with anything she kind of wore. I liked her very like chastity phrased shirts that she was wearing, like waiting till marriage.
Yeah.
And then they were just like harassing her as just walking into school. I the clothes were ugly. But I think it was just so perfectly done. So there wasn't anything where I'm like, oh, this is perfect. But for her and who she was, I liked her looks.
Yeah. I agree. She's very like just innocent. Like the stuff she wears. Like she's got a unicorn sweater on and she wears this like crochet tank top that would be really cute if she wore it without the long sleeve shirt underneath. But she wears the long sleeve shirt underneath to like be so modest. And it's like, girl, you could rock that without that long sleeve. But that's the point. That's just who she is, right? And then you got her stepbrother who's just all metal and whatever. I guess everyone was just kind of I just put 2000 to high school. That's what I wrote. Like, there wasn't any like crazy costumes or anything.
Yeah, nothing particularly stood out to me other than Brad's whole statement.
Brad's whole statement. Yeah.
It is a statement. Like,
Mhm.
dude's got studs and everything else going on. Like, when he is dressed, which isn't very often, like, it's all like, I don't know, metally looking.
Yeah.
I will say too, I like towards the final act, her final look of that. It wasn't anything special, but it was just a white dress, and white is known for purity. And I like that she wore that dress, did her makeup intentionally to seduce Brad and
Yeah.
do what she needed to do with him. So I did
I
like that. That was kind of her like femme fatale look. And it's just like, that wouldn't typically be considered that. But I love that that's that for you.
She still looks like she's going to church, but it works in this movie. Yeah, I like that. Good point. Do we think we're all over the place here, but do we think he actually had feelings for her, or is she just something to conquer?
Brad?
Yeah.
I don't think that's how you treat somebody you love.
No, but I don't think he knows how to treat someone he loves, which sucks because his dad was actually like a good role model.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the fuck happened to him. He got his finger bit.
I think, because I agree with you, that's not how you treat someone you love, but same thing, I don't think he knows how to do that. So I think he thinks he was in love with her.
Yeah.
I think he was just more so obsessed with what happened with her.
Yeah.
Because that was a big part of that was the beginning of the movie, was as children, he inappropriately touched her and got his finger torn the fuck up.
That's true.
And that stayed with him his whole entire life because he didn't even sleep with his girlfriend the normal way you would sleep with your girlfriend.
That's true. It's almost like he couldn't have what he wanted when he tried to touch her when they were kids, and it's almost like maybe it's like a wanting what I can't have kind of thing growing up. Like I don't know where I'm going with this. Kind of. That makes sense.
Yeah, I can see where you're saying. It basically, I was gonna say obsession as well. I was gonna agree with Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it because eventually, like from that age growing up, eventually you wouldn't be able to see that person as anything else but your sister. Like it just doesn't. I would think.
What's the line? You made her my sister.
Yeah, I loved her,
So
and you made her my sister. It's like, dude, you weren't even old enough to understand.
Yeah.
What those kinds of feelings were.
And
really,
he didn't like her when they were little.
Yeah.
Like he hated her, but because she's not my sister, and he hated her, but he wanted to do certain things. And I think he was just traumatized from what he did, that it stayed in his mind his whole life.
Yeah.
And it became an obsession. Like he didn't even know what it was about her that he was obsessed with. He just was.
Yeah. Him in the beginning saying like she's not my sister and stuff. Do you think he was saying that though because he did like her? I mean, they're so young. It's so hard to be like he liked her, but
Yeah.
but like him being like she's not my sister. Like could that be like him backlashing because it's like don't call her that because I like her, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, I guess. But
Yeah, see that too.
Yeah.
Okay, but like, what happened to her parents? Where'd this girl come from? Clearly, if she is adopted.
Is she
No.
adopted or is that her birth
the
mom?
mom was her real mom.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh,
Yeah,
They
so
were-
they were.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
his dad.
I
two
got it.
people
And
that
that-
had kids previously got together.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, okay.
that was Brad and the dad were father-son. The mom and Dawn were mother-daughter.
Oh, okay.
Where are we? Memorable lines?
I mean, there was a few fun things in there, but I think my favorite, and this is why I said like Dawn the actress did such a good job because not really like the best quote ever. It was just more so the delivery. And when Brad was telling her, "You think I like living here with these assholes?" And she goes, "Mom and Dad?" I just thought that was like the funniest part. I could not stop laughing. I thought she delivered it so well. It was just something so simple, and I thought it was hilarious.
It is hilarious because he's such like a rebel and be like these assholes, and then she's like, they're mom and dad, like they're good, they're good people.
What
What's
do you mean?
up with
It's
you?
Mom and Dad.
That was funny. I haven't even jerked off since Easter. It's such a bad scene, but just the way he said it, I like kind of snickered. I was like, oh. Did you write anything?
I have, but don't worry, I'm not going to bite you.
Oh, yeah. The doctor.
Gynecologist.
Sorry, was that the only one you had?
Yeah, that was the only one that I had.
Okay. The only other one I wrote down was vagina dentata when he's yelling it. He's like, vagina dentata, vagina dentata.
Yeah, I was going to write that one down, but I couldn't remember what it was after the movie.
Lines disliked?
Lines disliked. I don't think I have anything because if there was anything that like I didn't like, I feel like it was intentional. Because obviously I didn't like anything regarding the first guy, Toby.
Yeah.
Like, didn't like his lines, didn't like Brad's lines.
Didn't like the drugger lines.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. There isn't anything that I disliked that didn't belong in the movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I don't have a problem with anything.
Our next category is favorite kill, and there's only really one. Like, Toby's the only person that dies, right?
Yeah, because I would hope that nobody thought the mom was the best.
Oh! So favorite kill is Toby, least favorite kill is the mom. I didn't even think of that.
I think the idea was that she went there to kill Brad.
What?
Yeah, that's what I got. I just don't know if he did die or not, but I know it felt like the intention was that.
Sorry, I thought you meant the mom went to kill Brad, and I got so thrown off. I was like, how does she have the strength? But now I get it. Now I get it.
I'm sure she would have if she could have.
So Dawn went to kill Brad, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Dawn. It's never shown in the movie, but you do only get one, and it's Toby. That's totally seen on screen.
Yeah, we see a lot of penis blood squirts.
Yeah.
Like, I'm choosing to believe that every man who got his penis bit off died. Like, that's what I'm just choosing to believe. So
Okay.
I'm counting her that she killed all 3 of those terrible people.
Okay, so which one was your favorite then?
It's definitely going to be, why can I not remember the middle one's name?
I think
Ryan.
it's Ryan.
Ryan. I have my cash sheet out now. Ryan.
I think his would be my favorite because, or you know what? No, I'm going to switch it to Brad only because that one was intentional. Like,
Okay.
I liked the middle one
Ryan's
because,
wasn't.
huh?
Sorry, Ryan's was intentional too, though. Because
Was it?
I think-
Because
I think-
she seemed, when she was like, "Oh no," like
oh, did
I
she?
feel like
Okay.
it was an accident, but like I think we wanted it to be intentional,
Okay,
and we were
maybe.
happy that it happened, and that's part of the reason why that was going to be my favorite, because I like that he was so smug, and then it still happened.
Yeah.
But I like that the last one with Brad, she went with the intention, like you said, it was that good for her moment. It was the power shift, and she knows what she's dealing with, and now she had a focus. So that one's my favorite.
Okay.
I was gonna go with Ryan too for the exact same reason. I thought that she was like, "Okay, fuck you, you're getting your dick bit off." With Ryan when he started going on the phone.
The bet. Yeah.
Yeah, the bet. Like, oh, if you're gonna treat me like that, then snip.
I thought Ryan's was the most graphic too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I think Ryan survives because you see him on the operating table later getting his dick snowed back on.
That's why I thought the only person that died was Toby, but yeah. Did we see Brad walk away? Like, what happened with Brad?
He just holds his junk.
And he
Okay.
doesn't get his sewn back on because the dog ate it.
Yes. I got my dick bit off.
I don't know.
So what's your favorite?
I go with Toby.
Toby?
The self-defense mechanisms.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, all girls should have them.
I know. I like how it works. Like, if you're not supposed to be there or it's not consensual, that thing's going. But if she's like consenting, it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
You can enter.
I love that.
Yeah, it should be a thing. Except you accidentally get in a fight with your significant other while you're doing the nasty, and then it's like, oh crap. So
You got a
many
lot
dicks
of
just
apologizing to do.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah. That's when the armor shell has to come in.
Yeah, the armor shell. Yeah. Gore factor and special effects.
Yeah, those were good. Like you said, there was a little bit of graphicness, especially with Ryan's. I like that they said, "Hey, here's gonna be all the chopped up penises galore." I think it did a good job with the gore, the special effects. Nothing looked that cheesy. There's only so much you can do with fake penises. They're only going to look a certain way. So I think they did a good job.
Yeah, I thought it looked good too. Like Ryan's was definitely the most graphic, I think. And a fun fact that I saw was the piercing in Brad's penis tip was made out of candy, so that if the dog accidentally swallowed it in the filming, he would have been fine.
Oh, okay.
Yay, save the animals.
I appreciate that fun fact so much.
They intentionally made it out of candy.
Like, hey, they really cared about everybody on set. I never once even had a thought about the piercing. Didn't think it was going to come up as a fun fact at all. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You got anything to add with the gore factor?
No, it's all great. It's all practical effects, which is nice. I wasn't sure, really, being that this was like a 2007 movie, and from it's a low budget movie, so I was like, oh, they could really go hard with the CGI blood or something like that. But it's all practical effects from what I can look at it. I think for the most part, the only CGI in the movie that I truly noticed is the power plant.
Yeah.
And they do look a little rougher in some shots than others. So other than that, like, and those aren't even, as much as I say they aren't distracting. They're in every establishing shot in the movie. For the most part, they aren't that bad.
I'm gonna be so honest. I never noticed the power plants until you just talked about them earlier.
That's so funny. Now it's all you're gonna see because they are noticeable. Like I even noticed how fake they looked.
Yeah, no,
And
they're
maybe that's why my brain didn't go to the whole nuclear thing because I was just like, oh, what's with that eyesore in their backyard?
they're literally in the main character's backyard, 2 gigantic power plants. And like in all the establishing shots, as they're so predominant, it makes it hard to believe that this isn't like an intentional, like she was mutated from radiation.
Yeah.
I was waiting for like more close-up shots of her drinking like tap water or something.
Oh, yeah. Better Wolf, because Brian said I got my dick bit off. Are you okay? Finally home. Tooth Vagina Avengers was a hilarious statement. We need that movie. Mike, I literally never noticed them either. I have no clue how I missed that. You guys will all notice it now.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna have to do another rewatch just for
Yeah.
power plants.
Storyline and pacing. I know we've talked about it a lot, but do you have anything to add?
I thought the storyline was great, and I thought the pacing was good. I like how it felt very staged, correctly in what she went through. And like once you realize, I think that making this a horror comedy lent itself pretty well, because otherwise it would have been a very bleak movie considering how much SA she went through. But I think that lended to those little comedic moments lent itself well to the pacing, because I had no issues getting through from scene to scene with this movie. I thought they did a good job with it. Storyline, I appreciated it a lot. Again, I think there were so many hidden like ideas. I think there was a lot of metaphors that were in your face. I really enjoyed this movie and what it had to say and how it said it.
I agree. I love this movie. It's like I said, it's a good for her movie. It is super realistic to teenage girls. The discovery of sex and your body, and I like that you said that they made it a horror comedy instead of just a horror, because it would be super bleak if they didn't. Like with the doctor, even like him like lubing up to go in her and stuff, and like saying like you're tight and stuff, like if they didn't make that comedic scene of like him getting stuck in there and her throwing him around the room, which was hilarious, that would have been a horrifying scene. Like that would have been like, just, you would need a shower after. Like it's gross. I thought the pacing was good. I like that every scenario she gets into just kind of changes her a bit more. Like the first one is just a brutal essay, and then you get this disgusting doctor, and then you get this nice guy, and she realizes he's not nice, and when his dick gets taken off, she's kind of like, oh shit, but at the same time she's like kind of realizing her powers with this, right? And then by the end, when we get this fucker, she's just smiling. I have to throw him in there again. She's just smiling because she's like, yeah, game on, buddy. So
yeah, I totally agree with you guys. So we talked a lot about how did nobody know this. I guess this is like it's just like a chemistry thing, but like I didn't really feel the chemistry between her and the serial rapist at the beginning of the movie.
Toby.
Toby? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I didn't really get much of a vibe that there was truly anything there, but
Okay.
That's just my personal opinion.
No, that's fine. I kind of know what you mean. But then again, when I watched it this time around, I knew what happened. Like, it wasn't my first time, so I can't remember how I felt. I think I was pretty shocked by the whole essay thing with him the first time I watched it.
I knew right away.
Yeah, I think I was shocked.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really remember though. Favorite scenes? I know we talked about a lot already because we're all over the map. But do you have any ones you want to
add? Honestly, no. I think we covered them because just everything of what happens to her and the positive outcome of it, like her fucking them up. I loved all those scenes. They deserved what they got, and I'm happy they got it.
Yeah, I agree. One scene I want to add is the textbooks with the vagina being covered with a big sticker in every single book. They're basically like, you can't look at this, but yet they can see the wiener. I'm just like, huh. And then she's like putting it underwater to try and get the sticker off. Even you were like, don't they have the internet? Like, can't she go on the internet and look it up? And that's where I was going with that earlier. That scene made me think, like, do they have phones? Because I was trying to figure out the time period, but
they could win on the internet back then.
They could have. Yeah. No, I know, because we discovered the phone thing. But
I don't think you ever see her with a cell phone, though.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think the only time I think of it is the guy when he picked it up to pick up his friend's call.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we talk about Ryan busting out a business card for the Call Me? That was pretty fucking funny.
And this is why I hated it so much, because I was like, he's the biggest dork. I love him. I like those little things made me love this character. And I was hoping, because especially the first time you watch this, you're assuming there's gonna be a good person, because you know what the issue is with her. You know that, like, or what you think you know is there's obviously got to be someone who fixes this for her. And so I was like, cool, we got it. It's the nerdy guy. But yeah. I think they foreshadowed it too, that he was an asshole, and we kind of missed it, because in the beginning when they were like throwing stuff at her because of her waiting till marriage shirt, and the kid pushed him, he tells his friend, and I just realized this, he tells his friend, no purposeful thwarting or something, like, you're not allowed to purposely mess this up.
Oh, I missed that.
I missed it too. I couldn't hear what he said, but yeah, he was pissed.
And
I just thought it was because he messed up.
Like, it was something basically along the lines of like, you interfered. And it didn't click until, like, I don't know why, but it just started clicking that I'm like, he did say something, and maybe we should have paid attention to that. Because maybe we would have realized there was a bet going on.
I think when I watched it last night, he fooled me again last night because I forgot the outcome of his character. And then I think when that happened in the beginning, I forgot he was a character in this movie, so I wasn't really paying attention to him.
Okay.
But now, watching again, I will definitely notice that. Did you have any other scenes?
No, I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm okay.
Okay. Did you have any least favorite scenes?
The essays.
Yeah.
I'll just put that there. Yeah.
That's fair.
Basically, the major one was like with Toby, because that was just like her hitting her head, and then him taking advantage of that she's like no longer able to fight back. It was a lot.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
I have the opening credits.
Oh,
Just because I didn't know exactly what they were or what they're supposed to signify, even. Like, is it a single cell? Are we looking at an ovary? And why are these little snake-like things attacking it? And why did the little ovary thing attack it? And why does this matter to this movie?
okay. That's fair.
That was just my personal opinion. I need for an explanation. I'd like to actually add on to something you're saying about the teacher and the pictured over vaginas.
Yeah.
What if all the girls in this town have that and they blank the photos out so that no girl knows what it's actually supposed to look like?
That's so good.
I love that because now I had a criticism when you were bringing up the power plant and how the explanation of her could be radiation. My issue with that, which you kind of just solved, would have been who else was like, why was it just her? If there was like a leak somewhere, or if it's due to radiation or some type of radioactive leak, why is no one else having an issue? Why is there no two-headed penis? Like, what's going on? But if all the girls have toothy vaginas, maybe, and they're like trying to teach them that that's the norm, then okay, I'm cool with the radiation idea.
Yeah, because like all the adults, like the adult woman would obviously get a toothy vagina too. So, but they just like discover that, but they're worried about the younger ones. So they slap the sticker on all the textbooks and all the media. And then they really push this purity chastity group so that none of the girls are having sex. And then they can wait till they're older to discover their toothy vaginas. We're really reading into this.
Yeah, I like it. It would have been real cool if like the mom had like a conversation with her daughter about it. Like maybe it was like a generational thing too.
Yeah.
It just seems like a very uncommon genetic disorder for it not to be generational. But I didn't like what was your mom dying of?
That's another question I had. What did you catch on to what her mom had?
I was under the impression it was cancer, but I don't know if I'm just assumed it or if there was something that made me think that.
I assumed that too, but I don't know.
After seeing the power plants, I wasn't sure if it was radiation poisoning.
Oh, that could have been. Like, it could have been.
I'm gonna need to rewatch this movie so much sooner than I thought I would because this whole radiation thing, it's getting to me.
Yeah, I'm just saying there's so much adding up to it. It just doesn't make sense for it not to be.
I need to talk to the person that made this movie.
Yeah.
I love how I said, like, every time I watched it, different age, like, I get a different sense of it. And now again, I watched it earlier today, and now I'm going to have to watch it again. And I think I'm going to see it completely different.
That's so true.
That keeps on giving.
Our last category is the killer. We already have discussed her, but do you have anything you would like to add? Because she's technically the killer, I guess.
Yeah. Other than, I'm just going to piggyback off of what you've been saying the whole time. Good for her. And this is a perfect good for her movie. I stand by her. She did nothing wrong. That's it.
Yep. Same.
Yeah, I'm good. I wouldn't even count her as a killer. Personally, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, she's got her one intentional at the end, but good for her.
The only,
like we said,
the only killer in this movie is the patriarchy.
And technically Brad, because I feel like Brad killed the mom.
Oh, true.
Because she was screaming.
Yeah, and even the girlfriend admitted that.
Like,
Brad's the killer.
Yeah. I'll say that Brad's the killer.
Yeah, I can get down with that.
Eli, thank you. I wore my Scout Taylor Compton shirt because she just announced her shark movie coming out.
Yeah,
This was intentional.
I'm repping us because it's comfy.
And it's us.
And it's us.
Yeah, I can't believe we have 3 shark movies coming out. We've got Under Paris sequel coming. We've got another 47 Meters Down coming out, and we've got the Scout Taylor Compton shark movie coming out.
Yep. There's like a shark movie released every week, probably.
I know, but these are ones that I'm excited about. These are like big. I've been waiting for the Scout Taylor Compton one since last year when they announced it.
Yeah, that's true. You have been talking about that one for
All 3 of these I just found out today from you, so thank you.
You're welcome.
You're my shark news today.
Welcome to Shark Week.
There you go.
Scary rating out of 10, 1 being not scary at all and 10 being the scariest movie you've ever seen. What would you rate this?
So I'm gonna go right in the middle with a 5 because I think it was intentional not to make it scary. We already explained kind of why. So the comedy really dulled down the scary aspect of it, but I'll give it the 5 because I truly feel that if you took out those comedic elements, it's a scary movie. It's a creepy movie. It's a disturbing movie. So I'll give it that.
Okay. What about you?
Give it a 3.
Okay. I was gonna go with a 3 too. Like you said, if they took out the comedic elements, this would be very bleak and disturbing and not nice to watch. And just following Dawn is kind of scary. It's triggering to teen years. Like it's like discovering your body again for the first time and sex. Like that shit's scary when you're a teenager and you haven't done it. Like we've all been there. Like it's just a scary time and you don't really know who to talk to about it, right? And Dawn can't even talk to her mom about it because she's sick, right? So yeah, I'll give it a 3 for those reasons. Hey, Del on Movies, thanks for joining us. We are sort of just wrapping up, but that's fine.
I can't wait for fun facts.
Rewatchability, and would you recommend?
Rewatchability is cranked up to a 10 at this point for me. I've seen it a few times. I am definitely going to watch it again very soon. And I highly recommend it for all types of people because this hits so many marks. Horror comedy, body horror, we'll call it revenge good for her movie. You can even stretch, because of what she does, you can stretch it out to a little bit of vampire movie lovers might like this as well. But I think this hits all the marks, so I would recommend this to anybody because I think it's a fun watch for everyone.
I agree. I don't rewatch movies often, but this is one I would probably watch maybe like every other year or something like that. And I would definitely recommend this movie. Unless maybe you're like triggered by SA, then maybe I wouldn't. But other than that, I would recommend it.
I recommend this movie. I think it's a good time. It's fun. That part.
Yeah.
It's very comedic, which is hard for a horror comedy for a horror movie to try comedy is incredibly hard. This movie kind of hits it all on the notes. I find it's got that like weird kind of, not the same level of like May cringe, but like just a little bit underneath.
A little
I
bit.
can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I wasn't sitting there the whole movie just like, what's happening?
Yeah.
But like it's close.
That's fair. I would put it in the same category as like May and Excision, like with the female lead, and it's like awkward.
Yeah.
Like discovering herself is awkward. So as a girl dad, I approve of this movie. I haven't watched this movie since it came out. Oh, you should get on it.
Look for the power plans.
Yeah, the power plants, yeah. Wow, Brennan, spot on. It would be a great double feature with May. Yeah.
Okay.
I like that the essay doesn't take time to be revenged. It's instant gratification with the comeuppance the villains get. Yeah. Yeah, like the hardest part, like you said, was Toby, but it doesn't linger on it as much as like I Spit on Your Grave or something like that, right? Those movies are a lot harder to watch, in my opinion. But final movie rating as a whole, and then I'll get into the fun facts. We rate our movies with emojis, and they will cover our face. But what would you rate this movie? If you're somewhere in between, you can say a high thumbs up or a low thumbs up. But it's basically out of 5.
Honestly, I'm gonna give it a strong thumbs up.
Okay. I'm going high thumbs up, like a 4.5.
Okay. I'm going with the low thumbs up.
Okay. We're all kind of in the same thumbs up area.
I just need some like extra. I need some extra explanations about some things.
Rod gives it a thumbs up.
Nice.
Okay, I'll get into some fun facts. I already spoiled the good ones because I always get so excited and I can't wait. But they kind of have to come out in our conversation. So during the filming of the first scene, many of the neighbors were protesting the film because they believed it to be a pornographic film.
I could see that.
With kids?
What?
With kids, though?
I know. Yeah, how old were they in this? Like,
because they're talking about the first scene. That was like the pool scene, right?
Oh, weird.
That was the kiddie pool scene.
That's weird. Maybe it was just the adults out there to start, and they were like, "What are they doing?" I don't know. That is weird.
Yeah, I could see them being upset of not knowing exactly what's happening.
Yeah. Oh, Josh just popped in. Hey, buddy. Hey, folks. This movie successfully weirded me out. Haven't revisited it since high school. We just had a big discussion on how Mike's opinion of the movie has changed over time. You should definitely give it a rewatch and look out for the power plants. After Dawn has researched her condition online and hurriedly rides her bike, there are several pertinent suggestive signs visible on the streets, especially a number of close-ups of faceless bodies in underwear, but also a sign promoting a banana split.
Oh.
I didn't notice any of that.
Me neither.
So there's more reason to go back and watch.
So if you see my letterbox and it's just like teeth, just watch. This is why.
This is why. Hale Appleman, also known as Toby, would later appear as a main character in the TV show The Magicians as Elliot Watt. In the episode Do You Like Teeth 2018, Elliot and his best friend Margot suggest to a character that women have teeth in their vaginas that bite, an obvious lie. This may have been written into the script as a reference to his past work in this movie. When speaking to her stepbrother Brad, Dawn is seen in a t-shirt with a unicorn decal on it. Unicorns represent both purity and virginity, major themes in the movie. And then we already talked about the piercing being made out of candy for the safety of the dog. Thank you to the people on set. And the power plants, or the nuclear plants.
Can you read that one again? I missed it when you like
piercing.
Yeah,
the piercing on the prop.
No, the power plant one.
Oh, the very heavy use of nuclear plants being in the background of most shots seems to imply that the deformity Dawn gets was caused by nuclear radiation. But according to writer-director Mitchell Lichtenstein, the characters in the film, including Dawn herself, are also comically naive and just plain stupid that no one, especially the lead, puts it together, nor does anyone realize how bizarre it is that they live next to a power plant in the first place.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Those are all my fun facts.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me, especially for this movie.
This was a deep discussion that I did not expect to. I'm never deep about movies, so this was like a thinker. This was good.
Yeah, like I said, like this movie, it had an impact, and I think upon first reception, like this was just written off as like a dumb movie, like the Rubber, all the like Killer Sofa type movies, like, and I don't know why, maybe because it did come out like 2007, 2008, but I'm so happy that people decided to like really watch it and say like it's comedic, but it's not dumb. Like there was a lot of depth to this movie, and I'm so glad that we get to have these types of conversations about it.
I would almost put this next to Jennifer's Body. Like Jennifer's Body, like Jennifer goes after the guys for two, right? So like it almost relates, I guess.
Yeah,
yeah, I see it.
Because Jennifer also gets like attacked by that band, right?
Yeah.
So it's like very similar in that aspect, I guess. And Jennifer's Body gets talked about all the time now. So like, let's bring teeth up here.
I think it'll get its due. I definitely think it will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on Tubi, right?
Yeah, but somebody needs to release it as a boutique label or something.
Yeah.
And then watch the fucking everybody go nuts.
True.
That's all it needs. A nice shiny cover, and then everyone's like, yeah, I loved this movie since 2009. This is the best movie. Like everyone going crazy for the Rumpelstiltskin set.
Yep.
I don't even know what that is.
I've never seen it, but I know the set that's coming out and everybody. I remember seeing the VHS tape as a kid.
Yeah.
I don't highly recommend spending money to rent it. But if you ever see it streaming, I highly recommend watching that movie.
Okay.
All
right.
Yeah, but once this hits like a collector's edition status, like say they like do like a 4K restoration of it, there'll be at least like 50 reviews up within the first 24 hours of its release.
Well, hopefully soon, because we'll be getting to like its 20th anniversary soon enough.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, relax, Mike. You know, we don't need to jump that fucking far ahead here.
Oh, we love you too, Bitter Wolf. Bitter Wolf is coming on in a few weeks with David from the UK, and we're going to be talking about The Children. It's a really good winter movie.
Oh, that's awesome.
I haven't seen it in a few years, so I hope I still like it as much as I did the first time.
Same.
And then he says, don't hate on Killer Sofa. I've never seen it. Do you?
Yeah, I actually do. I think it's silly, but it's well done for being such a silly movie.
Okay. We haven't seen Rubber either.
No, I know, and I want to buy it somehow.
I want to see that. Yeah, I'm gonna actually write down Killer Sofa and get that in. Killer Sofa and Rubber. I know you want to buy it first before we watch it because you're like
down Velocipaster.
I have it.
Do you?
Oh, do you really love that?
Yeah, I have it in like a 5-pack DVD of dinosaur horror movies.
Huh. Interesting.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Big Rod. Yes, please like and subscribe. We're so close to 500, and make sure you're following Mike. That is a good segue. Please tell everyone where they can find you.
Thank you. Again, you guys can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and especially Blue Sky, where I'm most active, at Mike and Cereal. Cereal as in the killer, not the food.
Perfect. Obsessed with Horror goes, anyone else watching this movie tonight?
Woo, me. Somebody watches this movie after.
And Team Zombiever, I love Zombiever so much.
So good.
It's so good.
Fun. But yeah, thank you again for joining us. If you can think of another fun movie that we could maybe do in January or whatever, whenever you're available. Always love to
awesome. I will think of movies right away.
Okay.
Awesome.
And thanks to everyone that tuned into the chat, as always, and have a good night, guys.